I'm very excited to have my next guest join us. She just dropped her debut album called Flower of the Soul, Liana Flores. Welcome to San Francisco and thanks for being here.
Hello, thanks for having me.
I really appreciate it. Lovely to meet you. Is this your first time here in San Francisco?
Yeah, it's my first time here.
Wow.
It's lovely to meet you too.
What were your preconceived notions coming in here?
Technology. That's more or less it.
Oh,
and the
really?
Golden Gate Bridge. Like, there's not many places that have like their own emoji, but there's like an emoji of the Golden Gate Bridge, which is surprising because a lot of places don't.
Interesting that it's technology and the Golden Gate Bridge, and
Yeah,
not the hippies and not the flower power movement
I
and
don't
what
really
have
know
you.
about that.
No. There's a lot of history in this town.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll have to look up on Wikipedia.
I love the excitement here
Yeah,
in the venue.
it's bustling.
This album is really taking a hold in terms of a lot of people's minds. Obviously, you went
gosh.
viral with the, and whatnot. But what's it been like to see so far the reaction from people performing live, especially in the States?
It's been really sweet. I'm very grateful that I get to come here and play these songs for people. It makes me very happy. So yeah.
And your reaction when you play the song that most people know?
When I play Rise of the Moon, everybody's phones come out and I go, yay! Yeah.
I'm sure you were expecting that.
Yeah, it's cool. No, it is actually a lovely moment in the show. Everybody sings it. It's nice. Yeah.
Is there anything that anyone has said in terms of, hey, this really brings back A, memories, and B, really just hit home for me?
Ooh, let me think. There was somebody who said I think she sung it to her dog. That's really nice. I like whenever there's an animal in the story, that's really something that you can remember, something for the memory to grab onto when there's an animal in the story. So when she sung it for her dog, that touched me.
What was the situation there, singing it to their dog?
I think she was just holding her dog and singing it. The dog didn't die. I think I told it just then. It made it seem like the dog died, but it lived.
I was about to. That's why I was asking.
Yeah,
I was like,
the dog
should
lived.
I not be smiling right now?
Yeah,
And
you should be smiling.
this really speaks to your interest in zoology, I guess,
Oh, yeah.
and your love of animals.
I love them.
What was your intention in studying zoology?
God knows.
Just to care for zebras in the wild, or?
I'm genuinely not sure. I really wasn't sure what I was doing at all in the uni phase of my life. I think because I started out doing environmental science, I didn't like that at all. So I think I just picked something that seemed like I would enjoy it. And I guess I wanted to do a STEM. I wanted to do a science because I was like, employability. Zoology is not the most employable one. I could have picked better, but that was, I think, the original intent.
I disagree.
Yeah. You have to get a master's. And
really?
Yeah, to get a... I mean, I was really interested in insects, and there's a lot of people interested in that, so you'd have to get a master's, and I wasn't really that down for that. Maybe one day. Life is long.
Is there a particular animal that you gravitate towards that you really cared for? And
I like the eusocial insects. Ants, wasps, bees, termites, anything that exists, like thousands of bodies in this hive, but one functional mind, like they all exist towards the same goals. All of the worker bees are like genetically identical as well, so it's really like the different organs in this one body. I find that interesting. Yeah.
I had a real interest in caterpillars as a kid.
Caterpillars.
Yeah,
That's cool. That's cool.
I collected a ton of them. My dad hated it because they would just be crawling all over the place in this little box, a shoebox that I had.
Sure.
Yeah.
Did you keep them till they turn into butterflies, or just
Precisely. Yeah, I was really fascinated to see them create the cocoon.
Yeah.
And then morph into a butterfly. That really
crazy.
was.
They turn into jelly.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have that bond and interest in insects and things.
Yeah.
Some of this really is reflective of the music you make too, from what I hear, right? Is there a starting point for which you create music, or is that you go out into nature in the wild, a park, someplace near your home, and kind of pontificate to create the harmonies?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Sometimes it will start from like a chord or a couple of chords. Like I love bossa nova music. I'll like transcribe a lot of songs that I'll be listening to when writing a project, and maybe like a theme or something from that will be the starting point of a song. Or sometimes it's a lyrical idea. Like I like collaging a lot for lyrics ideas. So there's one song called Halfway Heart on the new record that came from just those two words ending up together on a collage, and it was nice and alliterative. Alliteration is very important to me, so that ended up being a song as well.
It's a really personal song too that I think a lot of people can resonate with. And
Hopefully.
Subject matter.
Yeah, yeah.
Relationship being the topic.
Yeah. Some of the songs on the album are about relationships, with other people, with the natural world, with animals.
It definitely paints a picture. It's very cinematic as well.
Oh, thanks.
And it definitely complements the bossa nova sounds that you have on the album as well.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, being half Brazilian and on your mom's side was quite an influence on that. And the timing of our conversation is really interesting too, because Sergio Mendes had just recently passed.
Yeah, it sucks. All these legends from Brazilian music, they're dropping like flies. We lost him, lost Gal Costa, lost Astrid in the last couple of years. What's happening?
Yeah, well, I think they were kind of the mainstays for quite some time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And from me, my musical knowledge of bossa nova is quite limited to Sergio Mendes for some reason.
Fantastic.
My mother loved his music. It started off with those, I don't know, soft rock sounds that he had in the 80s, but then went back to the bossa nova when he was with Brazil 66.
Yeah, Brazil 66. It's a great album.
Did any of his music inspire you, or would your mother play some of that as well?
I don't remember listening to it much growing up. I think my first encounter with Sergio Mendes is, do you ever see the animated film Rio? It's these two birds. It's like it's these two birds, they're the last of their kind, and they have to love each other. And the girl bird is Anne Hathaway, and she's kind of like uppity because she was a pet bird, so she's a little, oh no, she was the wild bird, and she's a little uppity about being the wild bird, and then I think it's like Michael Cera or something, he's the uppity pet bird, and they have to love each other, but so they can, keep their kind going on.
It's interesting.
In the movie, there's a beautiful song, the title song is called Rio in Rio, and I think Sergio Mendes, I think it was something absurd, it was him and will.i.am or something, wrote this song Rio in Rio, and it's all the birds, and they're like doing a samba. It's so nice.
Oh, wow.
I remember watching that as a kid. I was like, oh, this is the coolest thing I've seen. Like all these parrots, and they're like in the forest. They're doing a samba. Like their wings are their little arms. It's so cute.
Knowing your background, now I know why you love this movie. You know,
just so
the
cute.
Animals, but then you have this little samba going on.
It's a real chicken or egg situation, as it were.
I think some of your music would be great as a, I don't know, follow-up soundtrack or overdub.
Oh, I could never. I'm a gringo, really. I'm still learning Portuguese on Duolingo.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Your mother not speak to you in Portuguese?
No, not as much. But I'm learning it, and listening to the music was actually a way that I learned it a lot. Yeah.
How often do you go back to Brazil?
Like never. I don't know. I last went back in like 2019. This is what I mean. I'm so like. Wait.
Hey, you and I can relate. I was born and raised in America, and my Chinese is not the most.
You're learning the mother tongue as well.
Yes.
See, it's a lot of us.
My mother would be very disappointed,
it's so good.
in our conversation if we were speaking in Chinese or something,
It's so good. It's time to learn.
Yes.
Life is long.
No. Going back to that, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have this card. Like we were doing cards earlier. Angel of communication. Do you wish to be more intuitive? Accept communication. True communication includes listening, speaking, and observing. And this is what I'm talking about.
Where did you get this from?
Out of my pocket.
Are you into astrology and?
Not really. I'm a Gemini. I feel like it's important to. I do like recreational tarot, but I can't really believe.
I mean, this is not a tarot card, but.
No, it's just a card I had on me. I don't really believe in tarot. I wish I did.
Flower of the soul.
Yeah.
What is it a reference to?
To a few things. I got a fortune cookie, and it once said, "Imagination is the eye of the soul," and I was like, that's a crazy thing for a fortune cookie to say. I don't know what that means, but I like it. And there's this bit in The Kick Inside by Kate Bush is like one of my favorite albums. And on the first track, there's this bit where she goes, like, I'm not going to sing it, but the lyric goes, "You crushed the lily in my soul." And there's this one poet, I think it was Wordsworth, maybe. I don't know, one of those guys. And he always, it's really funny, like in a lot of poems, he'll say like, oh, this is this of the soul. Like just of the soul is like a little catchphrase.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of seeded its way in as well. And I just liked it.
It's a very positive vibe that it emits and it evokes. And it's representative of a lot of the music on the album as well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like to write, positive music. I like the idea that the music can make somebody feel like happy or uplifted when they listen to it.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
And bossa nova makes anybody feel good.
Yeah.
Quite frankly.
You know what it does? It's just one of those musics, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like even Though sometimes you'll listen to it and the lyrics are a little on the melancholic side. The music is always very buoyant and, you know, people love to listen to it.
I was about to say, but as you start to sing the lyrics, then you realize that there's a little bit more...
I love this about the song Chega de Saudade, because it's so like, I don't know, it's like a vibrant song musically, and then the lyrics are like, you know, when will my sadness end? That's literally the lyric to the song, and that's crazy.
Yeah.
He's like hoping for the sadness to end by singing joyfully about it. Or there's this one samba song that goes like, tristeza não tem fim, felicidade sim, like sadness never ends, but happiness does. What a crazy thing to say over like a beautiful samba song, everybody's dancing and happy. That's from the movie Black Orpheus, that song is in, and like in the scene, like everybody's like dancing, it's like carnival, and then the lyrics are just the most like existential, like sad thing. I love samba and bossa nova for that. There's this one poet, Vinicius de Moraes, he wrote most of the lyrics for the original ones. I think that's his influence. Sorry, yeah.
No, I was about to say, it's very similar, and it's not even, you know, bossa nova or anything, but like Under Pressure by David Bowie and Queen.
Yeah, that's so rules.
I mean, it's a fun song,
yeah.
And people are like, you know, pumping their fist to it and all this and singing.
Yeah,
but it's very existential.
It is. Yeah, a lot of disco songs, a lot of like crying in the club.
Right.
Type classics have this in common. I love that contrast.
Congratulations on this album. It is just so good.
Oh,
and all
thank
the
you very
attention
much.
that you're getting. I mean, you're more than just one song.
Oh, jeez. I wouldn't mind if I wasn't. You know, I feel really like, I don't know, I never thought I would be a musician. So even if I was just one song, I'd be like, wow. But it's cool to get to make an album as well. I'm just grateful for the opportunities that come my way.
Really appreciate the time. Great to meet you.
Really appreciate your time. Great to speak to you.
Indeed. It's Liana Flores right here on B-Sides.